What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video where we will cover a lot of topics, but the main one is that Ruben Amorim is not only the front runner for the Liverpool job and that he would accept the Liverpool job. He wants to become Liverpool manager, and why wouldn't he want to become a Liverpool manager? The Liverpool manager job is one of the most attractive jobs in world football, but also one of the toughest. And Ruben Amorim underlined his talent when he won a cup trophy with Braga, having only played 13 games for Braga as a coach, as their manager basically. And he was unbeaten against Benfica, Sporting and Porto. He beat these three teams with Braga. So Sporting, at the very early age of just being a 36-year-old manager, they already paid his pretty big 10 million euro release clause because Sporting recognized Ruben Amorim's talent very early on. They bet on his brilliant tactical mind, his fierce commitment, his personality, and then Ruben Amorim won Sporting's first league title for 19 years at the ripe age of just being a 36-year-old manager, and he could repeat the feat this season because Sporting are leading the Portuguese league by 1 point with a game in hand ahead of Benfica, and Porto are already out of the race. They lost on the weekend as well. And Ruben Amorim was a pretty great player as well. He won 3 league titles with Benfica, and he was also good enough to make Portugal's World Cup squad in 2010. He was a worker, a hard worker in midfield or at right back, and there was a serious injury that forced Ruben Amorim to retire at just 32 years old, and that's when he started his coaching career. He started off at Casa Pia, a team which was in the 3rd division back then, and he had to leave the club because he didn't even have the required license to coach there. And then he went to go and coach Braga, and he had great success there, and then he moved to Sporting. Portuguese newspapers are reporting that Ruben Amorim would accept the Liverpool offer, and this week is key to his send-off plan at Sporting. The news is progressing and the situation is progressing swiftly. According to reports in Portugal, the 39-year-old manager is unlikely to resist any offer from Liverpool. Portuguese newspapers explain that he will only decide his future when the season ends, but he is aware of the interest from Liverpool. Sources close to Amorim have said that there are 3 key factors in his willingness to join Liverpool, beyond the Liverpool of course being an elite level club. Amorim insisted that his focus is on the success of Sporting this season. Sporting are playing Benfica twice in 5 days, the second leg of the Portuguese Cup semi-final, so they are not in the final yet, as I said earlier, apologies about that. And they also meet in the league, which could be a title decider. Sporting are currently top of the Portuguese league. They have basically a 4-point lead if they win their game in hand, but if Benfica win, then that could swing things around. They also have a 2-1 aggregate lead against Benfica in the Portuguese Cup. And of course, Ruben Amorim wants to go out with a bang. He wants to win the league and cup double with Sporting, which would be a really big feat because Sporting don't usually win the league title and the Portuguese Cup as well in the same season. And he was actually asked in a press conference about a potential move to Liverpool, where he said, right now I'm focused on Sporting, I'm very proud to be Sporting's coach, we are focused on winning titles and trophies. You will see in the end. I have a contract and I'm very happy here. That's the most important thing. More than contracts, I'm very happy here. The focus is on beating Benfica in the Portuguese Cup, and of course Ruben Amorim would want to focus on his next few games because they are very difficult and hugely important for Sporting's season. But then after this pivotal week, he will probably sit down with Liverpool's representatives to discuss the future. It was reported last week that Amorim has a release clause of just 15 million euros, which is 12.8 million pounds. That's a lot lower than what the English media was reporting. The English media was reporting that his release clause is something like 17 million pounds. And what makes this a little bit problematic is that Amorim wants to make his decision later on, maybe at the end of the season or close to the end of the season, because he wants to leave Sporting on a high, going out with a bang, winning the league and the cup final. And if they go through to the cup final is only at the end of the season, and league season will probably be done. I mean, the title race will probably be done maybe 1 or 2 games before the season ends, and Liverpool would want to have a manager in place before that, ideally at the end of April, at the beginning of May, because we would need to, figure out our transfer plans, and that needs to be discussed with the new manager as well. So that puts Liverpool in a problematic position, because all of the candidates that we are after, they have a job currently. They are not free to discuss anything with Liverpool. I mean, they are free to discuss anything with Liverpool, but they are not able to focus on just Liverpool. They need to be able to focus on their job currently, which is managing a football club, or in the case of Julian Nagelsmann, he is the Germany national team manager, but they are preparing for the Euros as well, so that's not an easy negotiation as well. I think what essentially rules Nagelsmann out is he would miss a lot of Liverpool's preseason, because he's managing Germany at the Euros. If Germany go far in the Euros, that could be the middle of July, when Julian Nagelsmann is free to manage Liverpool, and the Premier League starts at the beginning of August, so he won't be Liverpool manager while he's managing Germany, obviously. So that pretty much rules Nagelsmann out, at least in my opinion, I think. Ruben Amorim was a Benfica fan as a kid growing up, and he recalled watching tapes of the great AC Milan side as well, and it is Jose Mourinho who he describes as a reference point for his coaching career. Of course, Mourinho is Portuguese, and he's the best Portuguese manager probably in the history of football. He even visited Mourinho to learn from him during his time at Man United in 2018. He was described as a scrapper of a player. He shares that underdog spirit, that siege mentality. I'm a bit like that, Ruben Amorim said. I identify more with the other side, more thinking about how I'm going to beat the opponent and how I'm going to try to make sure they do not score goals. There is an interesting quote from Sporting's big rivals and neighbors, Estoril. They have a head coach called Vasco Seabra, and he told Sky Sports, Ruben Amorim's team is really organized and they fight a lot. He's always trying to improve his players too. He works with young talent, but also with experienced players as well. And what they all have in common is that they fight. They are really intense. And what is the Jurgen Klopp mantra? Intensity. So I like that a lot. I think he wins a lot with his communication. It is really, really good. His message is clear. It is easy to understand. The players connect with him easily, even on the outside for the reporters and the public. It is really simple, really concrete messaging. The current head coach of Portuguese side, Gil Vicente Vitor Campelos, he knows Amorim very, very well. He said that Amorim has this positive mindset, a really good mentality. He has created a good connection between him and the players, and also with the president. He is always straight with the players and even with the press. He's a straight, honest person. And I like that. Jurgen Klopp is like that. Of course, you don't want a Jurgen Klopp clone, and you can't get a Jurgen Klopp clone, because Jurgen Klopp is a very unique manager with a very unique personality, unique skill set, which was absolutely perfect, tailor-made for Liverpool. You won't be able to find another Jurgen Klopp. But if Ruben Amorim has personality, if he's very straight talking, if he's very honest, and he's a hard worker, and he likes his players to fight, and he's intense on the pitch, his teams are intense on the pitch, then that will be a great and very exciting Liverpool team to watch. And he has an ability to shape diamonds. According to João Nuno Fonseca, there is no doubt that Amorim's reputation has helped him get his ideas across quickly. He has this add-on, having been a player and with having these ideas as well, that puts him on another level. Fonseca was the assistant manager of Benfica's second team during Amorim's rise. The work that he has done and is continuing to do in developing young talent is the biggest reason for his success. Sporting have an amazing academy with a lot of talent, and Ruben is a coach who has an ability to shape diamonds. I know how difficult it is to manage those egos at Benfica, making that step from the youth team to the first team. You need to have a certain sensibility. At the same time, the president is demanding performances and results, and Ruben Amorim has delivered all of it. He's the kind of coach who likes to bet on young players, Campos continued. He introduced a lot of young players into the sporting team, which helped him win his first league title. Pedro Porro came in on loan from Man City. Matheus Nunes was introduced in midfield. Thiago Tomas, Nuno Mendes were blooded from the academy. And a young Pedro Gonçalves fired Sporting to glory this season. Nuno Mendes left for Paris Saint-Germain. Matheus Nunes went to Man City eventually. Pedro Porro is now at Tottenham. Key midfielder João Palhinha departed for the Premier League for Fulham. Big clubs are looking at him, executives said, because they understand that the academy brings profits. I would say his biggest quality is the human side and how he has been able to shape those diamonds that he has. He likes to have technical players in the forward line with the two wingers, Marcus Edwards, Pedro Gonçalves. Edwards is having a good season, but the biggest surprise here is the striker who was in England. He's an amazing player, Victor Gyökeres. He's strong, he's fast, and he has 36 goals and something like 12 or 13 or 14 assists. And Ruben Amorim has a tactical flexibility. He bases it on the opponent, particularly in Europe. He always considers the weaknesses of the opponent. He plays a high defensive line most of the time and he's good on transitions. It is still a positive game idea based around ball possession. This arrogance in the playing style is very positive for young players because they have this no fear mentality, and that is key. And even at Sporting, you can earn good money as a coach. It is not so easy to change to another team. Ruben Amorim is waiting. He's smart. He's a clever guy. For sure, he's waiting to take the right step, waiting for a team where he can have success. I think he's ready to be in the best leagues, Seabra said. I think it is a result of his personality. If a big Premier League club goes, he will discuss it, of course, because he has big ambitions. But when the club gives you the conditions to work, when you feel adored by the people around you, why would you change to something that is unpredictable? Well, if one of the biggest clubs in the world, Liverpool, come calling, then I think if Ruben Amorim fancies himself to be a great manager, and he does, then he would probably accept the offer. So Seabra concluded that Ruben Amorim is an amazing coach, and I think Liverpool will do a lot of research, a lot of due diligence on him and what kind of playing style he plays, how he develops young players, and so far it looks very, very promising. So if he becomes the next Liverpool manager, I will back him to the full, and let's give him one season and let's see how he does. I think if he achieves top 4 and wins a trophy, that will be a great success. But a deep cup run in the Champions League and getting to the FA Cup or League Cup final would be a great season in my opinion. So yeah, we have to lower our expectations a little bit, because after Jurgen Klopp you can't expect the next manager to straight away challenge for the league title. We didn't even expect this Jurgen Klopp 2.0 team to challenge for the league title, and we are top of the Premier League. Man City and Arsenal drew 0-0, which was the perfect result for Liverpool. Now we just have to win our last 9 games and then we are champions. Of course, it's not easy. We have to play Man United, Everton away, Aston Villa away, Wolves away. Those are very, very tough games. Tottenham at home as well. So Liverpool still have a lot of very tough games coming up. But I'm confident that with the injured players coming back, with Alisson, Trent, Jota coming back, hopefully Liverpool can have a title-winning season as Jurgen Klopp's last season. That would be absolutely perfect. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.